Coach, my name is Hugo Broos from SABC News. How much of a closed book is Tanzania for you? I understand they have some individual good players like Salou and Kibu. How much of a closed book are they to you?
Yeah, you know, it was a very important game for those guys yesterday. And I have an agreement, made an agreement with the Sundowns coach, I think 2 months ago or something, that he could count on all his players, even during the FIFA week. And from the beginning, the goal for me was to call new players, young players, and see what we could do for the future. I know, so the Sundowns present has always been very important in the national team. Why? Because those are players who are very experienced on a higher level. So it helped us a lot in the past. But as you know, I'm not a coach who always look at the top teams. I'm always looking at the other teams in South Africa. So we will see what will happen now. There will be an influence. It's normal because those Sundowns players were always there. You know, nearly every game we played in the past. But from some of the Sundowns players are also 30 and more. So we have to think also to the future. And again, for me, because it's friendly games, I said it always a few times, I think, the result is not so important today, Friday and next Tuesday. So and it's a good situation also for the new players, for the young players, to prove themselves. So I will not look, oh, we lost, this is bad. No, I'm just looking at their performance. And again, we will do it without the Sundowns players. And let's hope that we can find some other players too, because having too much players from one club is not good. It's not good. And therefore, again, it's very interesting for me to see the other players from other teams in those friendly games.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Itago. I'm with BDSK Times. I just have 2 questions for you now. Firstly, the decision to play these 2 games here, did you like the facility and the province that much that, you know, it just makes sense that you don't have to move so much between Pretoria and Polokwane after Friday? And then secondly, with most of the captains 7 coming from the Sundowns team, have you identified one for this friendlies yet?
First of all, it was a little bit a search to a stadium where we could play our 2 games. So the previous week it changed, exaggerate now, but nearly every day. In the beginning they spoke about Durban, then they spoke about PE, then they spoke about Polokwane, then they spoke about Johannesburg. So it changed a lot. And also the opponents. First it was Tanzania and Namibia. Suddenly 1 week and a half before camp, Namibia called and said, no, we don't play against you because there is also Kosovo. We don't want to play against you. So we have to look after another opponent, and I'm happy that we found Mozambique. At the other side, I was very happy that we could play our 2 games here. So we don't have to move, because in the beginning it was first game Friday here, and then Tuesday, so taking the bus on Saturday, going back to Joburg and then playing in Loftus. But because there is a rugby game the week after, or the weekend after our game on Tuesday, yeah, it was a little bit difficult, because they have to prepare the stadium after our game again for the rugby game on Saturday. So yeah, there were much problems before we knew exactly what and how and where. So, but with the location here, I'm very happy. Also with the stadium, it's a very good pitch. It's a nice stadium. Let's hope there will be a crowd, and I can imagine and expect that there will be not a full house, but let's hope that there will be a crowd, because it's good for the players too to make a good performance. So again, I'm very happy here. The training facilities, so the preparation can be very good for those two friendly games. And what was the other?
About the captains and coach.
About?
The captains. Have
Oh, the
picked
captain.
yet? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's a little bit searching, but I think with Sibisi we have a good captain. He's an experienced player. He's with Bafana Bafana since I'm here. From the first day he was with us. He's experienced. He's an older player. He's a guy who has the respect from everybody. So I think he's a good one to replace Roman.
Hi, Coach. You come into these two friendly matches following the huge milestone where you became the longest serving coach for the country.
Yeah.
So I want to ask two questions. One, I know you were asked about the highlights during an interview, but I want to ask, what is one of these regrets that you have, or some of the decisions that you made that you look back and say, perhaps I've made a mistake during the time?
Honestly, I've no regrets, even when it was very difficult in the beginning. So I think, and I said it already in previous interviews, after the first year I wanted to quit. I went to Belgium and I didn't want to come back, because what happened here the first year was not fair and not correct. But okay, I came back because football is still my passion, being coach is still my passion. And I came back, but on one condition: if that should have gone on, what happened there in the first year, then I should have quit with New Year. But suddenly, yeah, I don't know why, everything went well. We won games, we qualified for AFCON, and so on and so on. So I don't regret anything. And the way I worked has always been the same. I will do it my way. And if I don't succeed, I only have to look in the mirror and say, okay, it's because of you, because you did it like that and like that. I don't want to listen to, well, yes, there are people who I listen to, but I don't want to be influenced by someone who is saying you have to do this and you have to do that. Because after all, when the results are not following, you're sacked as a coach. And then it's better that you do it your own way than that you follow maybe someone, maybe the chairman or the journalist who make pressure on you, because at the end the result is always the same. You won or you win, and you're the best. You lose and they sack you.
So, yeah, I didn't introduce myself and I forgot to ask the second question. Can I just
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Opani, I'm from Far Post. I wanted to, the second question was, the Bafana Bafana job, where does it rank in terms of you as a coach? Because I know you have had success with Cameroon and you have coached also in Belgium, but where does Bafana Bafana job rank for you?
I was very happy the moment South Africa took contact with me to be a coach here. And I think I said it from the beginning. I really never understand why a country like South Africa had such poor results. So after 4 or 5 months in the beginning, I understood why. So I think now, when you compare with Cameroon, here in South Africa we are just doing it with local players and a few players abroad. In Cameroon, all the players came from abroad. They were playing in Europe. So that's a difference. And the second big difference are the accommodations. The accommodations are not so good in Cameroon. You should have seen where we had to prepare sometimes our games on very bad pitches. So I think when you see the accommodations here in South Africa, everywhere they are very good. So yeah, it was more difficult here, but at the other way, the atmosphere, or no, maybe, yeah, the things or the tools I have here were much better than in Cameroon.
Okay.
Afternoon, coach. My name is Nieko from SABC Sport. I remember the last camp we had a situation with the TS Galaxy player Ndamani, and he's back now in the national team. There's been a lot of comments immediately after he was dropped from the team. Does this mean you didn't pay a lot of attention when it comes to what even the club, even everyone within the country commented about it?
I didn't really understand you.
No, I'm saying there have been a lot of talks immediately after dropping Ndamani due to passport situation. Does this mean with him coming back, you didn't pay a lot of attention?
You know, when you make lists, certainly preliminary list, you have to drop always players. And then it's the question of choice. It's from my side. What does we make taking this one or not this one? Is sometimes tactic, sometimes the opponent, also sometimes because this guy is number 3 or 4 in the ranking on that position. And for people outside, they are always linking players on clubs. So when I drop a player from Pirates, it's player from Pirates. When I don't take players from Chiefs, it's like I killed someone. It has nothing to do with clubs. When I make choices, I don't make choices because he is from Pirates and this one is from Chiefs. Oh, I have to see that I have as much players from Pirates and as no. I make a choice nearly without knowing. I know, but without knowing this player is from Chiefs, this one from Chipa, this is from. I just take the player. And if you have to drop players then from big teams, what is the problem? The problem of the goal of making choices is that you try to make a national team as strong as possible to play your games because you want to win it. And it doesn't matter if you play with players of Chiefs or Pirates or players abroad or whatever. The only thing you have to do is to win. And this is for me the only thing on which I make choices. I try to have the most strongest team to play our games. And I know, and I feel that some journalists are linked with clubs. They are supporters of that club. And you know, for a supporter, it's very difficult to accept that you don't take a player from his team. So it's not really the fact that you choose. It is because he's a player of that team, and I'm supporter. That is what happens sometimes here, and I feel that. But I never looked at it, never, and I will never look at it. I make my choices completely independent of who or where the player is playing. I just choose the player because of his qualities and his talent. That's all.
Michael Makumbo from SABC. Coach, your contract will come to an end, and then if you can be asked to stay, maybe as an advisor, will you accept the offer?
A role of what?
If
Advisor.
As an advisor, technical advisor, something like that. Will you accept that offer?
I said it before already, and the decision is made. After the World Cup, I stop. Okay, my contract is finished, but I stop as a coach. I'm nearly 40 years coach. I'm 73. I think there has to be one moment that you have to stop. I will not die on the bench. So next year, after the World Cup is finished. But since I was 19, I'm in football. First as a professional player and then as a coach. And I think when I will stop next year, I can be at home with my wife and drink coffee and going. The football will always be there. So, okay, you never know. Maybe I can be an advisor of South Africa or of another team or whatever, but I don't want to work anymore every day. This is for sure. So, it looks attractive to me, certainly, but we will see next year. It's still 1 year, and first of all, I focus on September, October, then December, the AFCON, and let's hope that we make it good in December, October, and that we can go to World Cup. This is the only thing I want now, and then we will see afterwards.
Coach, two last questions from me. The first one, with players from Orlando Pirates who've had a longer season than most, competing, how do you manage them, especially their fatigue now in this next 2 weeks? And then just lastly, you touched on it a bit in your opening statement, just your reflection on the Champions League final yesterday.
First of all, it's the end of the season. All players had a very difficult season with many games. Some players more than others. And when you take the players of Pirates, there are 9 players in my group for the moment. Okay, we will take that in account. But they are professionals, and I know, and I feel that even now after 1 day and we didn't even train, but I feel that players are always very happy to come. And then when you're happy and you're motivated, then you forget the fatigue. So, but I can understand, and we will take in account that fatigue in the trainings we give. We have to train, but the trainings will not be the same anymore than 6 months ago. That is for sure. And what happened yesterday, I thought, and there was a big chance that Sundowns could finish the job yesterday. But on the other side, this Pirates team is not a bad team. And for me, what I saw in the previous Champions League, they are better than Al Ahly. It's a better team than Al Ahly. They are very aggressive. They play good football. There are some good players in it. So it was tough. And I said it on Thursday when I was in SABC to announce the team. They asked me the same question, and I said, I think Sundowns can win, but it will be very tough. And it happens, and I think it's a big disappointment for Sundowns. I think they expected that they could finish the job yesterday. They were confident. So when you're confident and then you lose, and they had chances. They had chances second half. They were dominating Pirates. There were chances. The goalkeeper of Pirates, Pyramids, Pyramids saved 2-3 chances of Sundowns. But okay, those things are happening, and maybe Sundowns have to look a little bit what happened in the previous things, because since I'm here, they played quarterfinals, they played semi-finals, they played finals, and every time they don't succeed. So maybe, they have to change something or to do something, because they have to think about it. Because you can't every year be so far, and then when it's money time, you lose. So it's up to them now. But we don't have to forget either that what they did was we have to be proud as South African that they performed what they performed. It was a very good a Champions League competition for them, and everything went good till the final, and that's a pity. But again, congratulations to Sundowns and to the coach for what they did for South African football, because it was important to be there.